All right, we're all good. Live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. You are listening to the Mustang Informative with your host, DJ Husky.
And DJ Sawyer.
It's great to be back.
It is good to be back.
Great to be back on the airwaves. We've got a lot of news. We're kind of had to scramble to get it together because, the beginning of this semester has been kind of hectic, I think, for everybody.
Definitely.
But, as always, your reliable reporters here at the Mustang Informative have got a show for you. All right. Before we get into any of the news, I think we're going to go ahead and get into the weather for today, and this is weather as far as Conway is concerned. So today it says we have a slight fog mist today. I know it was a little bit cloudy. I didn't see any fog mist, but that might just be because we're in the middle of the city.
Maybe.
So maybe on the more
it was a little misty when I walked over here, but I haven't
Right.
seen any fog yet.
Maybe on the less busy areas, there might be a little bit more fog, but who knows? But it's 43 degrees out right now, which is it's a little bit chilly, but it's not unbearable or anything. It's fine as far as I'm concerned. That's 6 degrees Celsius. We have a humidity of 93%, which is probably because we had a little bit of a rain the past few days, so we're still wet everywhere in Conway. We have a northerly wind speed of 6 miles per hour, and the wind chill brings us down to 39 degrees Fahrenheit and 4 degrees Celsius. So that's what you can expect today. It might be warming up later. We won't be sure until later. But right now we're what's pretty much the warmest part of the day, or what typically is. So who knows if the cloud cover moves out, then it might get a little bit warmer. You can expect a high today of 44 degrees, so it probably won't get warmer, but who knows? We have a 40% chance of rain, so be looking out for that. Be sure you have your umbrella just in case. Tonight, you can expect it to get down to 36 degrees Fahrenheit, but no rain, according to the Weather Service. It will be cloudy, and then tomorrow it'll be mostly cloudy, with a high of 43 and a low of 37 later that night, and a 30% chance of rain that same night. On Friday, you can expect a high of 51 degrees Fahrenheit, with it being mostly cloudy. And then the skies start clearing up around Friday night, with it being partly cloudy and a low of 35 degrees Fahrenheit. Thankfully, Saturday, it starts to warm up.
Amen.
We're going to get to 56 degrees Fahrenheit, sweltering, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be sunny, so hopefully that prediction stays true, because it gets kind of gloomy when it's so cloudy so often. So Saturday you can hopefully expect sun and a high of 56 degrees. That night it'll go back down to 37, but it'll still be mostly clear. And then Sunday it'll be the peak will be at 65 degrees Fahrenheit. That'll be expected high, with it being sunny. So it looks like we're going to be on the upward trend of things warming up, which is I'm sure a lot of people are hopeful for.
I'm excited. So, I'm ready for 60s again.
The brief period where things were cold and I was the only one comfortable, or it was going to be over soon.
It's not going to be super hot though, so I think you'll be okay.
I should be fine. But yeah, that's the weather for today and for the week. Yeah, up until Sunday. So hopefully it'll be getting warmer soon. Moving on, we'll go ahead and jump to the verse of the day. I forget how we do this. Do you take these?
I think so.
All right.
Are my cues not helping anymore? I took them all off.
No, you got it. You got it.
All right. So the verse of the day today is Mark 9:35, and it says, "And he sat down and called the 12, and he said to them, if anyone would be first, he must be last of all and servant of all." So, and that's from the English Standard Version, and I really like that verse.
It's a good verse.
It's a good verse.
Kind of denotes how you got to put yourself. You can't put yourself first if if you're wanting to honor God, because being godly is not about being first in any capacity. So
We're supposed
interesting,
to have a heart to serve others.
right?
So it's really good. I like it.
All right, yeah, it's a good verse. Once again, that was Mark chapter 9, verse 35. We're going to go ahead and move on to breaking news. This is international and domestic, and I'll move this over here. So, first in the domestic news, obviously, we got the impeachment stuff, but we're going to bring a light to something that's a little bit more of a memory of something positive. So, NASA right now is shutting down their space telescope, the infrared eyes, the one that uses that looks at the space through infrared, and this is coming from AP, and that was the Spitzer Space Telescope, and that's been in operation for 16 years. Um, with it, we've helped discover around 7 Earth-sized planets around a nearby star, and we've uncovered that it was actually the one that uncovered one of the rings of Saturn. So,
okay,
it's interesting. So there's a lot of history behind this. I'm interested to see what they'll do to replace it, if anything. But it's kind of bittersweet because it brought us a lot of discoveries about the universe. So it'll be sad to see it go, but it's accomplished a lot. So,
it has definitely done its due diligence.
Spitzer has earned its rest for now. But yeah, so that's what's happening here on the home front. Abroad, there's actually more news happening in China, it seems. So recently there's been an outbreak of a virus called the coronavirus in China. It has recently topped the virus SARS in the infection rate.
Oh my word.
Countries have begun evacuating their citizens Wednesday from the Chinese city hardest hit by the new virus. There's now infected more people in China that were sickened in the country by SARS. And the number of confirmed cases jumped to 5,974, surpassing the 5,327 in mainland China during the SARS outbreak in 2002 to 2003. Death toll has risen to 132. It's still, which is still lower than the breadth of SARS's fatality rate. Thankfully, hopefully that won't rise higher. But there's still some questions that authorities say that there are still questions that are that need to be answered about the new virus, and including how transmissible it is. So right now, we're hoping it doesn't spread too much. I know that there are confirmed cases in countries, but I think those cases have been they're working to quarantine those cases. So hopefully they're on top of it. But
the last I heard, it's only transmissible through direct human contact.
Right.
So hopefully it doesn't evolve from that.
Just in case, wash your hands.
Definitely.
I mean, you should do that anyways, but especially now.
Yeah, it's flu season,
don't
and
touch
then
me.
with the coronavirus spreading rampantly, just make sure you're using good hygiene skills.
All right, so that's what we have for breaking news. We're going to go ahead and move on to campus news. DJ Sawyer, why don't you take it away?
Alrighty. So, as far as campus news goes, tomorrow, January 30th, that's Thursday, is the last day to withdraw from classes with a 50% refund. So if you need to withdraw from a class, today or tomorrow would be the day to do it, because then you still get 50% of your money back from that tuition.
I think it's withdrawing completely too. So
is it withdrawing completely?
Yes. If you want to drop all classes, tomorrow's the last day to do it with 50% refund. Otherwise, you're gonna have to bite that debt.
All right.
So
if you're going to withdraw, today or tomorrow would be the time to do so. So I think everybody knows by now that this weekend is homecoming, and with homecoming comes a lot of different events. There are some things that do not involve a lot of student participation, and so I'm not going to really tell y'all about those, like the alumni luncheon and stuff like that. However, on Friday, January 31st, there is a student orientation staff reunion in the Story Library from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So if you've been on SOS, you should totally go to that. I hear that's going to be a ton of fun. And then Saturday, February 1st, is the Endowed Scholarship Banquet. I don't actually know the time because they never put that in the email that I got. But if you're an endowed scholarship recipient, you need to stop by the financial aid office as soon as possible so you can make sure that you have all the details and know what you're doing, know where you're sitting, where your donor's going to be, stuff like that, or be able to sign up for cleanup setup duty if your donor is not going to be there. So if you haven't done that yet, make sure you stop by the financial aid office to get all of that squared away. And also on Saturday, February 1st, there's going to be a campus open house at 9 a.m. So there are going to be students everywhere because it's homecoming weekend and everybody comes to this one. So just be sure to be prepared for that. There's going to be a ton of high schoolers here. Be friendly, be nice, avoid people, whatever you want to do. Just don't be hateful. Because we do want to encourage them to come. So if you are interested in helping with that, I would suggest talking to your department chair or some of your professors, see if they need any help. But other than that, just be aware that there is going to be a campus open house at 9 a.m. on Saturday. So I think that's all I have for campus news. So DJ Husky, why don't you tell us about sports coming up?
All right, for sports, we have a few things that are happening. You know, sports is one of the more active things here on CBC, so there's always something
Definitely.
to tell. The Lady Mustang basketball team is scheduled to face off against Hannibal LaGrange Trojans on Thursday, January 30th at 5:30 p.m., and the Mustangs will face the Trojans at 7:30 p.m. Both games are going to be held in the AR Redden Fieldhouse, so it'll be a home game. Uh, this game is a blue out. Be sure to be aware of that. So make sure to wear your blue to the game, support our players and our team, and school, all that good stuff. You can use your student ID to get in, so be sure to have that when you get there because nobody wants to be caught unaware as far as that goes.
Nope. And if you don't have your student ID, you have to pay to get in. So I would definitely suggest that.
Unless you're me, I don't have to pay to go anywhere. But yeah, next we have the homecoming basketball. The homecoming basketball games are on Saturday, February 1st, and this is different. It's different from the previously mentioned games against the Trojans. But these will be held February 1st, Saturday, with the Lady Mustang game starting at 1 p.m. and the Mustangs at 3. They'll be playing Harris Stowe State University Hornets. The presentation of the homecoming court and the crowning of the homecoming queen will take place in between these games. The games and court presentation will be in the AR Redden Fieldhouse. Obviously, it's homecoming. And also, still be sure to bring your student ID to get in. Wouldn't want to miss that. So, homecoming will be February 1st, but don't miss the game on January 30th either. Outside of the basketball team, the Mustang wrestling team will be facing the Leon College Scots on Tuesday, February 4th at 7 p.m. in the AR Redden Fieldhouse. Bring your student ID to get into that. And, wrestling is something that, I think it doesn't get as much attention as basketball and other games and other things like that. So be sure to show up for that and give your support to the team.
Definitely.
That'll be important. So. But yeah, that's all we have as far as sports goes. Unfortunately, we had to struggle to put together this thing last minute because there was a little bit of falling out and getting in our usual news source. But never worry, we've got your back on that. So
beginning of the semester, everything's sort of sporadic at the moment, but
yeah, but
it'll get better with time. So expect more news next week whenever we come back at 11:10 next Wednesday.
Yep, that is when we'll be back. And we actually do have some news because we have a little bit of reshuffling of some of our shows that we usually have.
Yes,
so
we do.
Let me bring up those things right quick. If I can get this out of my way. Oh Lord, I love technology, don't you?
Technology is so much fun. Yeah, we have some new shows coming on. We've had some show changes and time changes as well.
And once again, you can listen to our show at 11:10. That's when we're going to be starting every week.
11:10 a.m. on Wednesdays.
So be sure to come and listen to that. You can also expect to listen to us. You can also expect to listen to the Doghouse, which is another show I'm part of, which will be on Fridays, and I believe that's from 3 to 5 now. It's a 2 hour show. That'll be on Fridays. Tomorrow you can listen to DJ Katie Baker Worsley at, is that
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
So, DJ Katie and I are actually co-hosting her show now. It's had a name change. It's not Kate Pop anymore. It is going to be Around the World in 12 Weeks. So this semester we're actually going to be taking y'all to different countries, listening to music, learning about the culture and history. So it's going to be fun. We are starting in Korea on Thursday. So at 8 p.m. So be sure to check us out then. It'll probably be a pre-recorded show because we're also both in band and we're going to be playing in the pep band at the basketball game that night. So that's another thing. The pep band is going to be at the games on Thursday night and at the games for homecoming. So even if you don't like basketball, you should totally come just to like hang out with the band peeps because we're cool. So,
Awesome.
but we'll be playing our show at 8 p.m. on Thursday, going over Korean music and culture. So
Awesome.
that's coming up as well on tomorrow.
It'll be a treat to listen to.
Yes.
Once again, their show, what was it called one more time?
Around the World in 12 Weeks.
Around the World in 12 Weeks. So be sure to tune into that. It'll be an interesting listen, I'm sure.
I'm really excited about it.
Both great DJs, and I can't wait to listen to what they have. Outside of that, we also have Living the Truth, and you can listen to all our shows on YouTube at the CBC.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what was there? I forgot what the name of our thing. CBC Tower Radio on YouTube. Listen to all of our shows, because if you don't catch it live, please do. I want you to listen to our shows, please.
Yeah. And if you like it just like a ton and you want to, you can also share it on your social media pages and tag us at the CBC Tower.
Yeah, I think that'll be all today for the Mustang Informative. I think we'll have a much fuller show next week. But
sounds like a plan to me.
Be sure to turn into Around the World in 12 Weeks tomorrow at 8 p.m. That'll be our next show. So, but until then, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of a musical soundtrack. It'll be by Jeremy Soule, and it is Ancient Stones. So, see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in.